Welcome to the Rise and Grind Workshop. If you're new here, my name is Ryan, and for today we've got a really exciting project. I'm going to take you through the step-by-step process of how we made this really cool prop for my son. He's really into Minecraft, and I wanted to make something really fun for him, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to share with you how you use the print cut feature inside of Lightburn. And in order to share that project with you, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process of how you utilize something like this OneLaser Hydra 9 and our brand new flatbed UV printer from Jay's Printer Parts. This is a 2-print head UV printer, and the model of this is ZZ2C. I will have information for both the OneLaser Hydra 9 and the Jay's Printer Parts ZZ2C down in the description below. And if you guys gained any value out of this video, make sure you mention discount code RISENGRIND. It seems like the #1 topic or question people have about owning a UV printer and a CO2 laser engraver is how do you print something on the UV printer, remove it from the bed, take it over to the CO2 laser engraver, and then do a profile cut. Well, today I'm going to walk you through that whole entire process. Let's go ahead and jump right into this one. At this point, I don't know whether my 5-year-old son likes the UV printer more than I do. He thinks this is a sticker factory making machine for himself. One of the things that I really like about having this UV printer, we're going to utilize something very cheap like this big sheet of cardboard, and we're going to be able to add some vibrant color to this, get that cut out over on the laser, and that's how you can make a cheap prop or fun toy for your kids without breaking the bank when they decide to destroy that within 5 seconds of making it. The print area on my ZZ2C is 13 by 24, so I'm going to be cutting this cardboard template to that exact size right now. So just like a laser engraver, when you're sourcing a UV printer, they're going to have a work bed or table size that you can actually print on. For the ZZ2C, the workable area is 13.5 by 23.5 inches. That's why we cut our material down to 12 by 24. That's going to give us plenty of room to get our ink laid down on this piece of cardboard, and then we'll take it over to that CO2 laser and we're going to do an offset cutout. Let's go ahead and show you how you load this up onto the table right here. And you're going to notice a lot of holes drilled in this work surface. That's because this is a vacuum table. So all I'm going to do is place my piece of cardboard up here on this work table. I'm going to flush it to the left side and the front edge here, and go ahead and press this button right here. And this is a vacuum table. That's why I really recommend you start out with the ZZ2C at a minimum. Having this vacuum table is a huge bonus. Now that we have our cardboard or material loaded onto this flat table, we need to now let this print head know where this material is in relation to the bottom side of that print head. The last thing you want to do with your UV printer is have this print head move out and strike the material. You'll be replacing your print head if you do that. On your front control panel, find the button that says in and go ahead and start to engage the table. Now that we have our material in the correct location, go ahead and find the button that says up. The ZZ2C has an automatic Z height. That's going to raise the carriage all the way up until it bottoms out where it hits the autofocus sensor. If you listen closely, you'll probably hear a clicking sound once we hit that. There it is. One more time. That's a normal sound. Don't freak out. This is a safety sensor. I like to now hit the button that says down 2 times really quick. I now know I'm in focus. The software program that we use to control our UV printer is called Print EXP. It is a RIP software. It's a very basic software, very user-friendly. We picked this up and we're printing the very first day we unbox this UV printer. Speaking of unboxings, we do have a full playlist down below where I already did an unboxing and a complete setup. After you guys watch this video, make sure you go check those out as well. For today's project, I'm just going to walk you through the process of getting your print started and then taking it over to the CO2 laser engraver. And that's where the meat and the potatoes of this video take place, as most of you want to know how to align your laser to your registration marks. We're going to cover that in great detail once we get over to that laser engraver. I know most of you want to know how we set up and do the artwork. That's a very long and detailed video, and I cannot have that within this video. So we're going to skip over this portion for right now, but I promise you I will do a detailed video on how we set up our artwork and get that sent over to the printer. As you can see, the layout of Print EXP is very simple. The white background is a 12 by 24 artboard, and this is my art I've brought in. All that matters is that I have 2 registration marks behind my artwork, and my artwork fits within the back sector there, which is a 12 by 24 area. So let's go ahead and send this to the printer.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna...
So if you're new to UV printing, here's how this unit works. We obviously place our material right here on this vacuum table. We send our artwork over to the printer. This printer has 2 print heads. One print head will take care of your color, the CMYK, and the other print head will be dedicated to your high gloss or your varnish finish. This is gonna lay down a white base, come across the top of that with its color, and then come right behind that with the clear varnish. You're gonna notice these 2 bright colored lights right here. Those are ultraviolet lights. This is a special ultraviolet ink, and as soon as that light hits that ink, it is curing this instantly hard and dry to the touch. It's really fascinating. As soon as this project is done printing, this will be dry to the touch and ready to handle. Once your printer stops printing and returns to the home position, you're all set. Check this out. We can go ahead and remove that cardboard, and this is instantly dry to the touch. You can run your fingernails across it. This is not gonna chip or flake or fall off. You will notice that we put 2 registration marks on the lower corner and the upper corner. Let's go ahead and take this over to the OneLaser, and I'm gonna show you how we get this all registered and get this cut out. So inside of Adobe Illustrator, I exported this out as a TIFF file. I placed those 2 registration marks in the upper and lower corners. I also exported this out as a PDF file. Let me show you why. Now right here inside of Lightburn, I simply imported that PDF file. The PDF file will bring in the exact size. Right now, all I'm going to focus on is finding those 2 registration marks, and I used my trace image option inside of Lightburn, and I created an offset border. Again, I will cover this in a later video. Right now, I'm going to show you how to use the print cut feature. Now, it doesn't matter whether you own a OneLaser Hydra 9 like the one behind me, or a different CO2 laser engraver. Matter of fact, it could be a diode laser, anything that can cut your material. What you need to pay attention to is you need to have a copy of Lightburn Software, and your laser engraver needs to make sure it does have a red laser pointer, and that red laser pointer needs to be calibrated. In other words, when you hit pulse, you want to make sure that where that burns that material, your laser indicator is lined up directly on that pulse mark. Go ahead and place your work material on the honeycomb bed surface. It doesn't have to be completely parallel, just make it as straight as possible. Now back inside Lightburn, go ahead and grab your registration mark, right click on that, make sure it's grouped. That is very important. Right click on this one, go ahead and group that. Once you have both registration marks grouped, go ahead and come down here to the lower right hand corner and find the orange square called T1. Go ahead and click on that, and you will create a tool framing path, and that will turn your registration marks to orange. Go ahead and highlight the lower left hand corner one. It doesn't matter whether you start on the lower left or the upper right, just go ahead and pick one. Now remember, we selected this registration mark right here. We're going to manually jog the laser head right over to that registration mark. Once you're extremely close, do not fight the controller buttons. Get down in here, grab that material, and physically move it to the center of that registration mark. Once you're confident you're in the right location, go ahead and step away from the laser. Now you do not want to touch or move anything inside the laser engraver. Back inside Lightburn, navigate up to the top where it says Laser Tools, select Print Cut. Go ahead and click on the Start Wizard. You're going to go ahead and set first target position. We've already got our position located over there in the lower left-hand corner. Go ahead and hit Set First Target Position. You will notice this turned a bright red, indicating that that worked correctly. Move this out of the way. Now go ahead and select the second registration mark, and we're heading back over to the laser. We now need to move the laser head over to the second registration mark, and here's where the wizard comes in. You're going to find the button that says Jog to Selection and watch what happens. That laser head moved almost into that position. Now we simply use the controller, and we're going to get it directly onto that target, and once again, we will set that target position. Back inside Lightburn, now that we're aligned on that second registration mark, go ahead and click the Set Second Target Position. That just lit up a nice bright blue. The last step is click Align Outputs, No Scaling. And just a couple pro tips before we frame this out to make sure everything worked correctly. Once you've set that first registration mark, you will not have the luxury to grab your material and move it around for that second registration mark. You would have lost that first registration mark. And my last tip, because not only have I done it, I've seen other people do it. You get really excited and you hit that fire button, and guess what? Something was wrong, and you worked really hard to get to this point, and you ruined your entire project. We're going to jump right back into Lightburn really quick, and we're going to go ahead and trace this to make sure everything's right, and we're going to get this thing cut out. So back inside of Lightburn, now that the print cut wizard is set, we're going to treat this as a normal everyday operation. So we're going to go ahead and do a line. Ignore those settings because I don't know if those are right. I'm going to adjust those later. I'm simply going to show you we are working in absolute coordinates, and I want you to use this frame function right here. That's going to trace all along the outline to make sure we're lined up. Let's go ahead and do that right now. You will notice that is just tracing along the outside. That is exactly where I want this to cut, so we're going to be good to go. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel that was a very simple process. If you have some basic computer skills or you already own a laser engraver, if you've been interested in picking up something like a UV flatbed printer, it's going to pair extremely well with your laser engraver. And as you just saw, it's a very simple process. I was able to get that UV printer uncrated and I was printing the very first day. Now, if you're a crafter and you've found your sales have completely tanked in the last year, trust me, you're not the only one. At the end of the day, the market has become a little saturated and you're going to have to be working harder to find those potential customers. Let me show you some of the things that we've been working on that have increased our profit margins and started gaining us more sales. With a UV printer and a laser engraver, the ideas are almost endless. We're direct UV printing onto wood and slate coasters. We're making custom artwork pieces out of items we're finding on clearance at big box stores. You can purchase acrylic and make double-sided keychains like you see here. These look really good and they'll sell extremely well if you find the right niche. We've also been using our Lonestar Leatherette and creating these flexible UV full color printed hat patches. This one is on cork and that one was on a football texture. Our OneLaser has been doing a great job knocking out some Lonestar Leatherette hat patches. And did you know a UV printer can actually make UV decals? These are a nice high quality, fully embossed with gloss and a nice high varnish finish. And you can place these on things like tumblers, coffee mugs, and anything else. Once you own a UV printer, nothing in your shop is going to be safe. As you can clearly see, the possibilities are endless. This is the time to let your imagination run wild. If you've been bored working on laser engravers, customers are going to start paying up for color. Trust me, as soon as you can offer this, you're going to start increasing your profit margins and your customers are going to demand color and you're going to start getting those sales again. And as always, if you guys gained any value out of this video, the best way you can help support this channel is by visiting that link down below in the description. You can like, comment, or share. If you're interested in purchasing a OneLaser engraver, just make sure you use our referral code RISENGRIND. And I will have all the information to the J's Printers ZZ2C down there below as well. And the same discount code RISENGRIND will work as well. And depending on what month you're watching this video, there might be a monthly special in there as well. And for those of you that made it this far into the video, I greatly appreciate it. We would not be able to operate this channel without the help of you and our sponsors, so I do appreciate that. And once again, I highly encourage you to like and follow this channel so you don't miss all my future content. And most of all, guys, drop a comment below and let me know what type of information you want to see on the Hydra 9 or our ZZ2C UV flatbed printer. At the end of the day, I do want to make this content so you guys watch it. I don't want to sit around and watch my own content. I'm making it for you. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.